Alright guys, we're just going to do a little review on our project for pattern as a metaphor for life. So I'm going to open up my life patterns folder and I have my project right here, and this is basically what a finished project might look like. Okay, so this is what a finished product might look like, and I want you to show you this. I have about a zillion layers on the right hand side of my screen. I'm scrolling up and down so you can see that. Each of these strips is on its own layer, and I have this all on top of my non-objective painting that we did the Friday before break. So if we backpedal a little bit, you guys have found some images that match the patterns of the person that you are using for your pattern as a metaphor for life, life's routines. And now it's a matter of taking those pictures and putting them into your non-objective painting and creating some cool, a cool design, because this is your final project that you're going to create in here, aside from your portfolio. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to save this as a different name, and I'm going to throw away all the layers that I have. So let's call this number 2. Alright, so I've deleted all my layers, and I just have my non-objective painting, and I placed this photo in here. Let me remind you how to place. We go File, Place, and we pick our photo and we place it in. And I like to keep, we're going to hit enter to get rid of this X. I like to keep the original photograph here and here at the bottom so I can copy from them anytime I want. Now that I'm on the telephone, I'm going to go ahead and choose my rectangular marquee. This is how I was making mine. I was taking a chunk of the telephone, like a strip, and doing Command J. So after I do that, I turn off my telephone. This is what I have. Another thing I was doing was I was taking little tiny strips out of it just by deleting those strips. Now this is one way to do it, but another way to do it would be to do a layer mask. The advantage of doing a layer mask is I can no longer get those strips back that I cut out, but if I do a layer mask, I could. So let's bring up this picture of the Coke, and we'll take a slice of it, Command J, and then we'll turn off this thing. So now if I do a layer mask on this one, I can just draw some places that I want to cover up. So if I go Shift, I can drag out several of these. Okay, and now I can take my black and brush and fill this in. So that's another thing. See how it just makes that part of the, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, and then I can just do all of them at once. See how it makes that part go away? And it's on my layer mask right here. So that's another option. Okay, now I tried to make these look like they were woven. And so I'm going to go back to the telephone, and this is something you would do at the very end because you can't get this back. But I like to do this on a layer mask. So I'm going to go ahead here, make a selection to make this look like it's woven. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint that little section black. Alright, I can do that again over here. And then paint that little section black. And I can continue to do that to make it look like these two things are woven together. And if I make a mistake or I want to do something different, I can always undo what I've done because it's on a layer mask. So I can always, you know, bring them back by painting them white. So if I just go like this, I bring it back, right? All right, so I've started to make this look woven. I can continue to do that, but I don't really want to bore you guys too much with exactly how this is done, because I think that you probably get it by now. All right, let me just do one more row. Get my brush, paint it, get my this guy, and then get my brush, paint it. Okay, so I could continue. I missed this row over here, but you get the idea. All right, now let's say I want to place something else. I'm going to go File, Place. I'm going to place this rotten piece of fruit, and just hit enter. Okay. Now I could take this and cut out part of it, or I could put a layer mask on it. So I could do something like this. So I get those circles. Or I can go select inverse, and I can delete that outside space. See how it says that message? That's because it's not rasterized, so we have to rasterize this layer. So we'll go Control click, rasterize layer. All right, so we can just delete it and then deselect, and then I can move those around, but they're all one. So I'd have to break them apart if I wanted to do something else with them. All right, I think these look kind of nice when they're next to the orange. So find a place for it. All right, let's see. Another option that you would have to create shapes out of your pictures, let's skip that rotten fruit again, is I have to hit enter to get rid of this box. So enter or return. All right, I am going to go ahead and just draw something. So I could just draw a shape here. And then again, I can do that layer mask. Just click on that layer mask, and then I have that really cool shape there. So that's another option that you have for creating those shapes. Obviously, you're not going to want to do all sorts of different kinds of shapes. To create a rhythm, you want to repeat the same things over and over again. So you really want to stick to either stripes or weaving or circles or a combination of the two, but you don't want to use a little bit of everything. So in my final one, I've really stuck to stripes, and then I cut out the apple, but I've still added that stripe element because I'm trying to really create a rhythm. So really think about creating a rhythm as you build this. Another thing I also did to really emphasize that rhythm is I started to do a little painting on top of the things that I've drawn to mimic some of the non-objective painting in the background. So this is your final project. I want you to really have fun and try some different things and make it your best work. One more thing, let me show you. I've done it here. You can see I have some opacity changes in my stripes. So if you wanted to do something like that, you can take your eraser and you can change the flow to like 50% or your opacity to like 50%. And then if I go onto my stripes here, I can take away, oops, I can take away some of that white so I can see my painting through it, and that's kind of just something fun that you can do. You have a lot of skills that you've learned in this class. I really want to see them. I want to see everything you know in this project, and because it is cumulative, I want to see that you know a lot of stuff. So this is not a quick project. This is you're trying to wow me. If you're missing a project, this is where I can see that you understand those skills and I don't have to be worried that you didn't learn anything in my class. So please make sure that you make this your very best effort.